everyone, welcome to Long Arm Wednesday Part 2. We're finishing the bag that we just created, which we're calling the Quilt Folio bag. Okay, so I have already put just pre-made binding, okay, just the black, bought it by a whole bunch of meters of it. So I have black thread in the top and the bottom, and we're just going to finish this off. So I'm going to show you how to do the corners, or at least how I do the corners. So there's no bulk and you don't actually have to trim your corner off to round it, so you just keep going down consistently. There we go. Okay, so back to where I was. You just use your fingers to help guide that binding flat up against the edge of your quilt or whatever it is you're working on. Okay. So just go slow and steady. Okay. And I've done some of the little straps for the Velcro, and I've done one strap for the handle. I believe I've made them a bit long, so I'd rather have too long than too short, because I do want it to go around my arm to carry, not carry this way. I wanted my arm to carry it, not my hand. Shoulder. Okay. Just squish that. If you want, you can put pins in there. I mean, especially if it's a huge project. And there is a foot that helps guide, but I honestly I found it faster because it would seem to be fold up with that little foot than it was than just to put your same straight foot on and go. I know it's a little weird, but there's actually a bobbin holder for my other Janome machine down here, this one here, and it's supposed to make your stitches look like they're hand stitched as it goes around. It's pretty cool. My husband got it for me in a kit a few months ago, but I was interested in trying it out. I'll have to figure out what I did with it, because I did some crazy sewing with the kids on the weekend. No autocut! Okay, so you come right to the end and do a little back stitch and then cut, like, you know, trim your threads so it's completely away from the sewing machine. And then I just take the edge, split it, because I'm coming down, and with just that sharp little edge right here and that sharp little edge right there, fold it and then just keep sewing down. Okay, just like that. Like I said, you may have to put in a pin or two. Make sure your corner stays flat. Of course, it's going to give me trouble now because I'm on camera. But the other two, no problem, no. Go around, no, fine. Okay. So that way, it is really big. It's probably bigger than I had anticipated, but that's okay. Maybe I can carry 4 quilts. My design was really just to carry 3, but I mean, it all depends on the size of the quilt, right? Oops. See, a little heavy. It's sliding off the table here. There we go. Get back there. Get back there, little beast. And then I just made jean handles, and I split the color for the bands. Half the back and half the front, or half one side, half one the other. So can't really say what's the back and what's the front at this point, because they're both pretty much usable as either or. Okay. Now I thought it would be easy. I don't know if easier is the right word, but anyways, more fun to do the video instead of take pictures. Okay. So it's same, come all the way to the end, do a little back stitch, okay, and then you're going to come right over to here, do your little fold and flip again, okay, like that, and then just like that. And then you want to come just past where you've already got your binding to. Give it a little snip. Give yourself at least like a half an inch or an inch or whatever. Just get on the right cut. Okay. Stitch part of that down. And then you're going to fold that other edge under, that raw edge. Okay. be a little trouble. It wants to be slipping and sliding all over the table. All right, just fold that little tiny edge under, put it right back on your binding. It's lined up with your first, so your ending is lining up with your first, and just keep stitching down. Back stitch over that section, and that's out. Okay, you have to tidy up some stitches, not some stitches, some threads I mean, sorry. Okay, so there we go. Okay, seems like I missed right there, but I can come back. And because you're using black on black, just come back and do a little quick stitch. Make sure it sealed that up. Take a look for anything else. Alrighty, okay, so there we have our bag in half. Okay. We'll have to measure where we want our Velcro strips. Okay. We'll put this side up so you can really see it with that other camera there, okay? And then we'll have to measure on here where we want our strips to go because they need to match up on the other side. Oops, did I do that wrong? Oh no, there we go, sorry. That way, and then that way they match up. And that's that. Pretty cool, eh? All right, so first let's finish off the other handle. I've done one, there's one right there. Like I said, there's these ones here. And then I have 2 more to fold under with their raw edges. I need to cut 2 more. And then here's the other handle. So unfortunately, the hardest part about the handle is turning it inside out. And I had a bamboo choppy stick around here somewhere, but I think it went AWOL when the cat was playing with it. So, I just realized I could probably use one of my leader grips. Anyways, you just pull the one side out, or the inside out as you're going along. So I will put that off to the side, and maybe magically it'll get done, but probably not. And I measured 6 inches. I cut the fabric, my fabric chunks at 2.5 by 8, and then I cut my Velcro chunks at 6 inches. So I just used the side of my sewing machine, my little measuring tape there, you know, 6 inches, give it a little chop-roni, and that is that. And I put one on one side and one on the other, and I was kind of mixing it up of, you know, what was the teethies and what was the soft part. So okay, so now that I've done that, I need to change up my thread because I don't want black. Okay, so 1 second. Get some gray and some green I was using. Okay. Oops. Okay. I don't want black because that would just be too harsh. In fact, actually I was trying to think of maybe a white binding for this quilt top, but I realized that white would probably get way too dirty, and then I only had a really bright yellow. So that was my only other choice. So I thought, you know what, black is fine. Black is fine. Just because the jean was too thick to make a binding out of, you know, just fold it and fold it and fold it. Yeah, too much. Okay, bottom out, green in, super easy. And there we go. So what I was doing was just doing a fold over here. Okay, as you can easily see. Okay, fold over here, and then a fold over there, and then literally popping that Velcro right in the center and making sure that it was tacking down on both sides, right? So flip it there, put it right there and about the center, because you're going to take those little edges and fold them down and make that little foldy bit right here. Okay, you're going to seal that edge, those raw edges in, because you're going to keep ripping and doing that Velcro many times, right? That is the idea. Oops, wrong pedal. Okay, and we're just going to sew down on both sides. It's super easy. Okay, I'll do the other one right away. There we go. I had one of each to do. Okay, and then we got 4 to seal up their edges in. So, and then we'll attach them to the bag, and then we'll attach the handles, and that would be our quilt folio done. And this was just something I like. I'm sure it's been out there, but this was something I was sitting the other night watching Longmire. And I got inspired by this bag. I don't know. I like Longmire. It's a good show. Anyway, so it inspired. I wasn't inspired by the show, but I just happened to think of it while the show was on. So. I thought, well, I wanted a nicer way to carry the quilts to the you know, or taking them to people to show, and you know, or you know, having a collection here in the shop, but they're nicely protected too, right? They can all just sit in a quilt folio and sit on the wall or hang up on the wall. Would be kind of cool. Okay, so now that those two sides are down, okay, just like that, you want to take this little edge, fold over like a quarter, fold over like another little quarter, and then you're going to stitch this little edge right down here, okay? It is going to be a bit thick depending on your material. Like I said, this was already like a bit of a thick jean, so it's giving me a little at first, but we already know who's boss. Thank you, magical person, for taking the handle and turning it right side out. Alright, so that's one more done. Got 3 more to do. And then I'm going to stitch down on each side of this handle. That was just so magically done for me. Okay. The reason why I was giving myself this little edge here is to grip for the Velcro. Like, because I didn't want to get my nails underneath that Velcro at all. I didn't want to get too close to it. You know, some people hate Velcro. Some people hate the sound of Velcro. To me, it just reminds me of the straight jacket of that one time, and I didn't really like it. Kidding. Anyways, just stitch it down. Just trying to give myself something to grip with, really. What's the purpose of it? Okay, so you got something like a little tab sort of thing, right? Okay, so 2 more to do, and then we will attach them. Okay, don't forget to back stitch. And you got your first and your stop. The little finger works. Just fold and tuck and fold and tuck. Almost done. One more. And we can get this bag finished. And I will take it to my guild meeting with my fair winning ribbons. Hopefully attached to my fair ribbon winning quilts. Yes, I'm still excited. I will be for a while. I'm allowed. I've just had such fun and passion for quilting and sewing and stuff for so long that, you know, it's really just kind of fun. You know, it cuts me a ribbon, and I hang it so proud. All right, so trim all the little, hairy bits if you so wish. Okay, so those are those done. We should have 8. I made 4 jean and 4 of the green and creamy tanny colored stripes. And then for the handle, you're just going to sew down on one side where it was turned inside out. That's where it was sewn together. And you're going to sew down on the one side and then sew on the other and just make it so it's a nice straight handle, not this floppy little thing you got going on now. Okay. And then we are almost done. This doesn't take much time at all. Just make sure you've got it stretched out a little bit. Just butter on down. Butter on down. It looked like it took a beating a bit. Did it, Mr. Cameraman? He's denying such actions. Alright, so that's one side down. Just a little cut, little turn, and just down the other side. There we go. Didn't want to go magic with me. All right, so there we have our 2 straps. Like I said, I wanted to make sure they were long enough. You know, they may actually just be perfect now that I've, you know, we've sewn them and switched them inside out. Okay, so now we need the measurement of this distance right here, okay? Of course, we don't want to go too close to the bottom because that's where our, you know, we don't got right down here, but I meant like a good maybe 4 or 5 inches up. And since I have, it was 2 straps for each side. Actually, here's my little design. Don't mind the writing. I think it's upside down and sideways. Maybe somebody's phone number on there. No, okay. Thought maybe I did. So that's pretty much was my design. Obviously, we did a different quilt pattern in the center, but I was just filling in. I was having fun with my ruler. Okay. Doing some grid work. Okay, so this from the top to the middle is 26 inches. Okay, so and if we came up from there, say our 6 inches. Okay, so we have 20 to 0. So let's go maybe at 7 and 17 or 7 and 20. Does that seem, I think that seems okay for straps. Let's see here. That's that and that. It would hold it in, right? We're just holding fabric, right? Okay, we just need to make sure that when we're sewing these down, these straps down, that they are in the correct way. Okay. So I wanted to put my green ones on the green side and then the jean ones on the jean side, right? Okay. So we're going to take it and we're going to mark that with a pin. The 7 and the 17. Oops, get this big thing out of the way. Okay. And we just want to come on the other side of the binding, and of course we're going to have to stitch this down. Okay. Get that lined up there. I'll do about between 17 and 18. Go there. Okay. And I'm going to do that on all the sides. Okay, so I can just line those 2 up to make sure they're going to line up correctly. And those would be on the jean side, right? Make sure we're using the right toothies. Nope, it was supposed to be that way. Okay, there we go, because it goes this way to attach. Okay, so that would line up there. Okay. That's the part, is getting it so you're not going against each other. You're looping it around. That is the cruddiest little pin. I lost my marking already. All right, well, we'll use this. Oh, yes, I can. It was this way. I realized after the fact it kind of reminded me of a globe, I guess, what we were working on today. Make sure you got the right teethies for each one. Okay, there we go. And put a little pin in. Okay, so let's sew that side so you can see what I was meaning. Okay, so let's do this side first. Remember, don't sew over your pins. It's horrible. Don't stick them in your mouth either. It's a bad habit. I know. Practice what you preach. Okay, now you just want to make sure you're back stitching definitely coming off and on that. And then you want to not just give one. I'd give 2. I do one right up in the binding, on the binding, holding it together. Okay. Do your back stitch. There we go. Come down to the next one. Do the same thing on your reinforced side, and then on the binding side. There we go. If you have to change your needle to a jean needle, you know, you may have to. Universal one may not cut it. Alright, now we should have this side. Oopsies. exact same thing. That pin out. Back stitch off and on. So that would be one side completely done, okay? So the bag would work in either direction, okay, for the front or the back. See, okay, you saw me how I had it set up. I had it set up for the green side. And this is how it works. So you can go right from the smallest, well, the smallest would be like right from here to here. So, you know, we could make it that small if necessary. And then all the way to the biggest would be just these ones touching about an inch. That's what I would probably give it. So, I mean, that's a huge amount of space to tuck all your little quilts in, right? Okay, so that's perfect. I'm loving this. Now, as for the handles, they usually end up being probably about 10 inches apart to swing up and over your shoulder pit, right? So, I need to fold those edges under too, okay? So this is from one edge to the other is 24 inches, so that's 2 feet. So half would be 12. Let's go 6 inches off each, no, 5 inches off each side. So that makes that 17, and that makes that 7. Yes, there we go. Math is good. All right, and then we would mark those with either a chalk or a needle or pin, sorry. I say that all the time. I'm never going to teach these kids right. I'm always saying the thing wrong. Okay, so there. I'm just putting a temporary pin in there so I don't want to lose it. Don't twist your handle. Make sure it's nice and straight as you're coming around to the other side. Okay. Now we are going to fold this under. Okay, I'll show you. I'll throw our little bits apart there. It's almost like a huge changing table when you think of it too. Okay, so we're at our point. We're going to flip this edge under just about a ½ inch, go back to where we were, and sew that down. Okay? Same way as we were doing with the straps. Okay, fold it over, ½ inch. Seal it up in between the binding and the quilt, or the bag. Okay, and then put a little needle, a pin in it. Okay. Work it slowly. If you have to do the binding one first to get it stable before you do the double, then, you know, go for it. But this should be just fine. Don't forget to back stitch and do not sew over your pins. Okay. And then right up here. Side. Be careful because it's really thick there. Because not only is it all the material in between, it's all that folded right there on that jean as well. A folded edge, so you got to count all those layers. And on here as well. Like that's not only it's the 3 layers of the quilt, it's the 2 layers of the binding, and then the 4 more layers of the jean. So, just listen to your machine, don't over push it. Okay. All right, and we'll trim up some threads, but that literally is the bag. That's how it's gonna go. It's pretty cool, and then that'll just go over your shoulder like a continental soldier. Sorry, pay attention. All right, so we'll put the other straps on, and then we'll be done. Okay. Do 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 do. All right, we're gonna make that mark that 17 and 7. All right. Now we know what we're doing. That's half the battle. And this is Weekend Project. If you haven't been following, we are working on a Christmas quilt for, well, I'm doing it for the quilt shop. You can do it for whoever you like. I mean, it's totally completely up to you. You can do one for me. Maybe I'll do one for you. Get y'all excited. So anyways, if you want to follow along, that would be fabulous. But you don't have to. You could just watch me have fun. Like, we're looking for some free Christmas quilt blocks that we could use. McCall Quilting has quite a few, but we've done 4 of those so far. I'm kind of wanting to try and maybe spread the love a little bit. All right, so there's our other handle pinned. Let's get that sewn down, then we'll do those 4 straps and we'll load this bag with a couple of quilts. See what it looks like. Okay. And if you have any suggestions for like Long Arm Wednesday, feel free. We like trying new things or seeing new things around here. Okay. Big cushion. Alright, one more on this side, and then those 4 little handles, Velcro straps, and we're good to go. We'll just line them up to the other side, making sure we're doing exactly the right thing. Okay, so let's flip this over here. I made a mess. Okay. So we got this side together. Let's get this side together. But we want to make sure those are kind of lined up similarly. Okay. So we'll do a little markings. Okay, so out there. All right. Let me. Is that right? Nope. There we go. Make sure you get that right. There we go. Yes, yes. That's the key point, is making sure you've got those Velcros going the right way or they're useless. Okay. And we don't want that. Okay. Liner uppish. Close to thereof. It's not rocket science. Just make sure you give yourself enough room. Somehow we got a wayward thread there. That was a little crazy. Some red thread or goldy thread. Alright, just these 4 to tack down and our bag is done. And of course you have a bunch of little hairy tails to trim, but you could do that in front of the TV watching a Longmire. Sorry. Back to work. Now you could have used just, you could have just sewn on the Velcro. I mean, really, if you wanted to, but I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more fancy. Make it straps. All right, 3 more. There's quite a few quilts I do want to try. Labyrinth is one of them. There's one that's called Twisted, or it kind of looks like candy cane twists on something, or like ribbon twists. I like that one too. I kind of did a small variation of that. It was a free pattern via one of the websites, I believe, and it was for a table runner. So I did a small one of that, and I really liked it. But I was trying to figure out how I could do a really big quilt without being so small. giant Delilah, I think it's called. It's huge, massive flower on the inside. It's got big triangle kind of shapes all the way out, and it's beautiful. It's stunning. I'm like, oh my gosh. But you pretty much make that, and then you pop it right on like a solid background. So whether white, cream, gray, whatever your colors seem to be, that's that. And then you pretty much tack it and then applique it down, I guess. So that would be kind of cool. And there's and I've never done a Lone Star. I know it probably sounds strange because I've been quilting a very, very long time, but I've never done a Lone Star. So that's another one that's on my list. Because those are those ones that start off with something in the center and then just kind of explode everywhere. So it's not like, you know, blocks you put together sort of thing. It's a big, huge image picture, kind of like that wolf quilt I built. All right, now here comes the test. We'll put some quilts here that we got. One just got finished up in the quilt shop. Okay, we'll tuck its little raw edges down. Here's that one. And then one I just finished up for my niece that you guys had probably just seen. Okay, there we go. Now this comes up, and then those little Velcro straps go around. Okay, I'll flip it to this side so you can see. And then without any fuss or shoving or getting angry or upset, I've got 2 quilts to go in a flash. Sorta, if it wants to go. Oh, did I use the wrong teepees on the one side? I did. I used the wrong teepees. Oh no. That's okay, easy flip around. So one's got to go up and one's got to go down. Of all the things to do. Couldn't have seen that, could I? No. But anyways, you get the point. It's never a full day in the quilt shop without using one of these. Anyways, you get the idea. So that's all for Long Arm Wednesday, and I really hope you enjoy it and make one, and you know, just keep joining me for the weekend projects and Long Arm Wednesdays. You know, I appreciate your company. It gets lonely here sometimes. Okay. Thanks everyone. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.